Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game about building and painting Terracotta Warriors called Xi'an. Xi'an is a 2 to 4 player game where players are in charge of building Terracotta Warriors, painting Terracotta Warriors, collecting weapons to go with those Terracotta Warriors, and ensuring that they're moving up on the supervisor track to monitor the work and make sure it's sufficient to the Emperor. All this is done through some really cool card play over 12 rounds, or 6 rounds, 12 actions, and it's tight, it's thinky, it's crunchy, and let's go down to the table and see how that plays out. Alright, so here's a game of Xi'an set up for 2 players. Let me go over setup real quick, just so you can kind of understand what's going on. So each player is going to have their own deck of cards. So they have green. They're each going to get their own Terracotta Warriors. They're going to have 2 little workers. They will get 2 coins, a clay, a starting tile, which is also going to determine turn order. And that starting tile is also going to give them some pigment. And they're going to get 2 markers that I'll explain maybe later. You'll put these 4 tiles on the board in random order, and you'll put the Prime Minister out on the number of tokens, Emperor tokens that's the highest, so in this case it's green. You will put 4 weapons down at the bottom of the board, the 2 with the X at the end of the round. If there's stuff in there that will get discarded. You will put the rest of the remaining Terracotta Warriors right here, up at the top, well, next to the supply. And there will be 3 different boards that's going to be random. So here's the C board. This is one side, and this is the other. So you got some randomization. There's 2 of each board. So 4 different combinations for each letter. And you're going to put the Terracotta Warriors where they go. Each player is going to get on the 0 on the supervisor track, and then a 0 on points. And whoever's on top will break ties. And everything else is in the supply right there. Now we'll go ahead and start playing. So to start playing, each player is going to get 4 cards. On a turn, the players are going to play 2 cards, and based on what comes up are the actions that they're going to take. And I never shuffled this player's cards. Whoops. So let me shuffle these real quick. I shuffled purple, but I forgot to do green. Alright, so I get 4 cards. Okay, and I have these little card caddy things, just so the glare is not ridiculous. So that's what they're there for. Oh shoot, such an idiot. Forgot to take out the cards that tell you how to score and what all the buildings do. That was smart. Alright, so let me shuffle again. 3rd time's a charm. Alright, so 4 cards. 2, 3, 4. Then this player is probably got in the same boat, so let me get their cards. We don't need to worry about theirs because I can just use these, but there we go. All right, so here's a card that tells what all the buildings do. So the blue building is the palace. It's going to let you move up on the specialist, the supervisor track, and take the next available tile. So when I get to the 1, I'll get this tile. If I use it for its special power, I can use it once in the game. If I don't, it's worth a point at the end of the game. Green is the smith. That's going to let me forge weapons. So I can go down here, I'd pay the coins for the different type of weapon, and I'll explain more about those. And if it gives you an extra benefit, you get the clay. The purple is the red is the lab, which is where you're going to paint things, paint other warriors. So you're going to use these pigments. You're going to use these pigments right here to meet the pharaoh's demands, or the emperor's demands, based on the color that he's requesting to paint these warriors to your warrior. So just like that. Then the last action is the workshop. That's the yellow building. That's how you're going to build a new warrior. It's going to cost 2 clay to build in this first 2 rows, 3 clay in the second 2, and 5 clay in the back. And then when you build a warrior, you'll take it. Whatever you cover up, you get. So in this case, I'll get 5 points. Here I get a blue pigment and 2 points. So that's kind of how all that works. All right, so that's essentially the game. So let's just start playing. I'm going to play through a couple rounds so you guys can see how it works. So on your turn, you're going to pick 2 cards. So here are the cards that I have. I have 2 green cards, which are special power cards that are going to stay out in front of you the rest of the game when you play them. And based on the round that you play them, those are the points that you're going to get. So in this case, if I play it in round 1, I get 0 points. The later I play it, the less valuable it is, I get more points. And I also have 2 craftsmen, which are going to give me clay. So I really want to get 3 clay. So I'm going to go ahead and play this card. So the way that works is you're going to play a card that you want to take the action of. You can either take this action or the pigment up at the top. And then I'm going to play a card for the speed behind it based on how quick I'm going to do the action. So highest number goes first, low number goes last. So in this case, I'm playing a 2. Let's see what my opponent is going to do. So they have some tax collectors, which are giving you money. They have some blue, which gives you some pigment. And then they also have a green card. I think everybody has the same green cards. So they want to get some pigment. So they're going to do this with their tax collector. That's a 2. So they're going to roll like this. So they're going to play these cards. All right, so it's a 2. We both played a speed of 2. Green is first player, so they break the tie because they're on the top of the Emperor or the Supervisor track. So they get to take their action first. So they're going to collect 3 bricks or clay, whatever. Clay / brick. Brick is made from clay, so it's all good. And then they get to put one of their workers out onto the board. All right, so if the first person that goes where the Prime Minister is gets a point and a coin. If you go where someone else is of another color, you have to pay them a coin. And in a 2-player game, there can be a maximum of 3 workers in these 2 buildings and these 2 buildings. So there's a little bit of restriction here. So you can't just keep going to the same place over and over. So I got some clay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build a new Terracotta Warrior. So I'm going to go to yellow, which may not be the smartest. No, I take that back. I'm actually going to go here. I'll get a coin because the Prime Minister is there, and I'll get a point. And then I get to take one of these buildings, one of the weapons. So there's a set collection to the weapons. You can see if I can collect all 3 of the bronze weapons, I will get a pile of points at the end of the game. Or if I can collect all 3 of the wooden weapons, or both, I'll get a pile of points. So out here, there are 2 bronze or wooden weapons right now, so I'm going to go ahead and snag one. So I'm going to grab the chariot for 2 coins. So you can look at it. It gives you the cost, the wooden background, what it is, and how many points it'll be worth if you don't get a set, but you have painted warriors. So yeah, so I paid 2. I just put this face down by me, put it up here so you can see it. I'll put it right here. So I have 1 weapon. All right, and that was that turn for this player. These cards just get discarded, so we'll go ahead and put them under here because they're discarded. Then this player is going to do this, so they get a yellow and a red, or they can take a blue, but they're going to take yellow and red. So they'll go here, take a yellow and a red, looks like that. Nothing too flashy here. So they have a yellow and a red. And because they took pigments, I think they want to paint some warriors. So they will go here. They don't have to pay anybody because they're there by themselves, and they're going to paint a warrior. Let's see. They'll paint back here because there's an area majority bonus based on whoever has the most of their color in each of the 3 sections. So they're going to paint right here. Nope, they can't paint right there. Just kidding. They will actually paint down here because that's all they can do. They need 1 red and 1 of any color, so they'll use their red and their green. And they will paint one of these down here, so they will paint this guy. So they get rid of that one, and they replace it with one of theirs. So that is how you paint. Then we use the other 2 cards that we have. We're going to do the same thing again, and I think I'm going to do this one. I want to craft some Terracotta Warriors, so I'm going to play my green card, and it'll be worth 1 point this round. And then this player, this card, this player is going to take some cash. So, all right. So they played a 5, so they're first because they have the higher number. So they get to take 4 coins. Tax collector gives you a pile of cash. Oops. And then they are going to, they're going to move up on the supervisor track. So you go here, you move your token 1 to the next space, then you take the next available bonus. So this one means I can go to a space without paying a coin, or go to an area that's full once per the game. And if I don't use it, I get a point at the end of the game. So I'll put this over here with my other one, so I know that what we got going on. And I didn't have to pay any money, so I discard these, and that player's done. So then it comes to this player. I'm playing this guy. So it's the first round, so I get 1 point. So I get another point. Put this out here in front of me, so I'll just keep it right there. You guys can't see that, but you guys can't really see that anyway, so I'll put it right here. It's not great, but it is what it is, I guess. So then this card's getting discarded. Then I get to use my worker, and I'm actually going to use my power, and I'm going to build a Terracotta Warrior. So I am going to build, let's go back to the second row, because I can pay 1 less, so I'm going to pay 2. And I will build right here. I'll get 4 points. And I also covered up a yellow, so I get a yellow pigment. So now I have 2 yellows, so I'm good to build or to paint in the second row. And that is 1 round. All right, so at the end of the round, players you'll get rid of any of the cards that are on the X, so there's still 1 card on the X. These will slide down. You'll refill to 4. You take your workers back. The lowest number out here is going to go away. So that would be the 1 yellow. So we go up here, and this moves to yellow. And then we draw another one. So let's take this one. Great. So now I had 2 yellows, but now I have a red and a yellow, and no bueno. So we did that. Everything's set up. Then we draw 4 new cards, and we'll do it again. So I'll go through 1 more round, and then I think you guys will get it. It's a really simple game, but it has a lot of thinking in it. So let's see what green player is going to do. They could build, because that's what their prime minister is. So yes, they will do that. I want to show you something else that we can do. So I'm going to play this and this guy. Yeah, so I'm going to play these 2. And I don't know what the purple player is doing, so let's see what they're doing. They have a yellow. They're going to get a red. So they're going to play these 2. So they want to get some red pigment. So they're going to go ahead and roll that way. All right. So this player played a 3, so they'll go first. So they're going to take 4 coins because they're running low on cash. You never want to run low on cash. 3, 4. And then they're going to go where the emperor is, or the prime minister is. They'll get another coin and a point. And then they're going to build a Terracotta Warrior. They can build for 1 less. So they will build it in the first row, and they're going to mark it with their green little special token, which means only they can paint it, and they're going to put it right there. So they'll get a coin and 4 points. Coin, 4 points. All right, so that was that player's turn. That was a good turn. Then it'll be this player. They can collect red or blue, and I think they're going to take the red because we don't need blue right now. So they're going to take the red pigment. And then they are going to paint another soldier, I believe. That sounds like a good thing to do. So they want to paint. So they're going to go here. They're going to cash in a red and a yellow. Red and a yellow. We can't see those that well. Red and yellow. And they're going to paint right here. And let me explain why. When you paint orthogonally adjacent, you get points for each one that's adjacent. So they're going to get 2 points for painting that guy. So they get 2 points. And now they're working on area majority here and area majority here because they're the only ones that has warriors painted. So that was their first turn. So then we'll go to the second one. I think I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to get some red and some yellow because I want to get some painting. And then they're going to take some bricks. We're both doing fine on money, so they're going to take bricks. So they have a 3, so they get to go first. So purple gets to go first. So they're going to take 3 bricks. 3 clay, I guess, not bricks. And then they're going to go somewhere. What do they want to do? They actually want to paint. Nope, they can't paint. So they're going to get in the weapon game. So they're going to come here. They're going to start collecting some bronze weapons. So they have to pay 3 coins. 3 coins. Then they get this weapon. It's a spear or a sword for bronze, and they get a clay. So they come over here, and they get a clay. So they're on their way to scoring some points as well. Then it's green player's turn. They get a yellow and a red. So I'm going to go over here and take a yellow and a red. All right, and now they're going to paint. They want to paint. So to paint, they have to pay the purple player a coin because they're already there. Then they're going to cash in yellow and red, and they're going to paint. They're going to paint this guy because there's no harm in somebody else painting that one. They don't get any points, but they did paint. And that's the end of round 2. You're going to keep going like this through 6 rounds, and then whoever has the most points at the end, based on some in-game scoring and what's currently on the track, is the winner. That is Xi'an. Let's go to the top, see what we think about it. All right, so that was Xi'an. This game is really, really fun. First thing that drew me into it was the theme. I'm not normally a big theme guy, but it's just really cool looking at the board, seeing the little Terracotta Warriors sitting there and then painting them to the 4 different colors of the players. Just looks neat. Second thing that drew me in was the card play. The card play is absolutely phenomenal. You're playing 2 cards each turn. One of the cards is going to determine how quickly you're going to take the action, so high number goes first, low number goes last. And then the second card is the action that you're going to take. So you may have to spend some really good cards because it just happened to be what you drew that time. You drew all your best cards and you can only play 2 of them. Or you may draw all not so good cards, and then you're trying to figure out, well, of these 2 cards, of these 4 cards, which are the best of the worst. And then you're going to try to go to the board and to take an action that you want to take. So if you want to paint some warriors, you want to build some warriors, you want to collect some weapons, or you want to be the best supervisor in town. So fun. We played this game and it came down to the wire with decision and the tension, and we never knew what was going to happen, but I managed to squeak out a victory because I was building and building and building a bunch of Terracotta Warriors. But then there were other people who were painting and collecting weapons. So there are a bunch of different strategies you can take. I don't think you can just do one thing. I think you need to do a little bit of multiple things, but you can focus heavily in something. So like I was painting a little bit, I collected a few weapons, but I made a bunch of warriors. Somebody else painted a lot, got a lot of area majorities, didn't collect many weapons, didn't really build much, but they moved up on the supervisor track. Fun game, multiple paths to victory. I dig it a lot. It's, I think it's just now out in America, so we should be able to start finding it. I got mine off BGG in a trade, so it's possible to get if you're into this. There's a really cool playthrough video that Rado does, and Tom Vassell has a good review. You can go check that out. And yeah, so that's Xi'an by Surfin Meeple, 2 to 4 player game. Thumbs up from the Board Game Mechanics. And if you dug this video, you can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/boardgamemechanics. You can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/theboardgamemechanics. You can check us out on bgmechanics.com, which has all of our audio podcasts and a couple blogs because we're starting to write blogs. And we can also be found on Twitter at bgmex and Instagram at boardgamemechanics. So go check us out on all the social media, whichever one you prefer. We're on all of them. And if you like this video, look at some more. If not, you just want to heckle us, that's cool too. Just watch the videos. That's all we care about. So yeah. That is Xi'an, and hope you enjoyed it, and keep gaming.